Okay, Vincent. So we got Drow gameplay. Um, the goal we had is that you want to play Drow because you want to think more about your teammates and how they relate to your gameplay, and you find yourself playing heroes that like really want to do their own thing. And by playing Drow, you're kind of forcing yourself to rely on teammates. I really liked your own words that we came with the session, which is, are we strong? Are we able to fight? If so, how do we connect? I'll look at your gameplay. It always helps. I know you didn't renew, but it always helps if you tell me what you were thinking during the game itself about the stuff. But I'll help you as much as I can due to the lack of description of the replay. Okay, nice kill. Sadly trade. I very rarely go Quelling Blade on Drow. I specifically only go Quelling Blade if I'm against like Hoodwink or maybe Trant. I'm curious why you went Quelling. Hero definitely needs to click enemy heroes harder. I'm also curious why you went boots first. I think I would have gone like full wand plus Band of Elvenskin probably. They do have like a movement speed based lane, but I've just found on Drow that like if they had like a Slardar, maybe I consider it, but their heroes can kind of gap close you anyway. I'm just curious why you would go to boots first. Like, it seems like we've conceptualized Drow very differently. That's my thought. So, like, for a lane like this, I would want to right-click the Dawn harder, making it so she can't really go on me. And I like the point in silence, but, like, this is what I mean by boots. Like, it doesn't really save you against what they do. So I would have built to, like, brace myself with, like, probably a lot of stats and a stick to start the game. No Quelling Blade, because it doesn't help with what you're seeing. And then I would have even gone potentially Wraith Band. I would definitely buy Raindrops at minute 3, which is what you have queued up. But yeah, for me, when you're playing ranged heroes, it's a lot about, do I brace for the fight or do I dodge the fight? So with the lane you're against, you don't really have the choice to dodge the fight, I think. I think that was your idea behind your build. And, I think it just kind of showed based on how the lanes played out. Getting baited in there to go again. Yeah, I just strongly conceptually disagree with your item build. I think this is maybe you just getting new to Drow or something. But so you have like a range support who can offer decent damage and decent turn potential, but she's not really gonna tank for you. And then it's not a lane you can really position around. So I'm mainly just gonna tell you all the factors that I'm considering when telling you what my item build would be. So yeah, a lot of stats, no Quelling Blade, Raindrops, no need for boots. I'd probably go straight treads, but I would go the boots probably second after the Band of Elvenskin. I would have probably got a Wraith Band because I'm against Dawnbreaker, who has the Q ability that is right click based. I like the salve. I like the stickiness to lane here. Worked out pretty well. I'm definitely just shoving the lane and pulling small here. I have no desire to interact with this Dawnbreaker. Push, 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 push. Push, 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 push. Yeah, we took too long to push. I don't want to be here. This is scaring me. Every moment in this lane scares me. Push, pull, small. Push, pull, small. I'm very scared. I'm very scared. Get me out. Anytime co-op comes here, I die. Yeah, not using small camp pull at all enough. You didn't get punished for this time. But it's super important to do on a hero like Drow. You're so vulnerable. And if you push the lane harder yourself, then the time that the creeps come like that, there's just less creeps, so you won't be able to be as diveable either. So I like that you were kind of cowering in the trees there until you saw bottom. That looked pretty good. better. Like you're trying to get out of lane. Might be a sick play. Very nice play. Very nice play. So you're not really looking at other lanes very much. I don't really know what's going on in the game. Maybe you're super concerned about your positioning, which is fair. I would at least be looking at other lanes during times like this. Like I'd be looking at mid right now. It's okay when you're in lane and you're like worried about your positioning, but I think you're definitely needing to look at lanes when you're jungling and stuff. So I would want to return to lane immediately because of what happened here, which you did. Dawn's back. I don't even know. Bottom tower is gone, it looks like. So I would have considered going there. But you actually TP mid and do this. I actually like this a lot. This is a nice move. Very nice move, actually. Sick. Free tower. I would just stay for mid wave, take the rune myself. Yep. Go bottom. Very nice. All of this looks great. These are great movements. These, Drow does like a very responsive type gameplay to what her team and enemy team is doing, and that's exactly what you're doing here, so this is great. I would be a bit afraid of Lone Druid down here. I probably would not have advanced on the map like that, but since your team's here, I definitely advance. Nice. Oh, they have an alchemist as well. Yeah. Nice. Very nice play. I'd look to TP top right now. I'd probably... Oh, okay, you want to finish her off? Very nice. Okay. Yeah, definitely looking to TP top, not hitting this tier 2 tower. But if Alchemist wants to die, then fantastic. If that was the call, where like Ember's wrapping behind and you guys are saying kill whoever defends this, then I agree with staying. If the intent was to hit the tower, then no. But the fact that your team's like making some really aggressive plays and you're a part of it, that's good. This is not a good move for sure. So what happened there that differs from all your other moves is you were the one walking aggressively on their side of the map. You were the point of contact. So, earlier I said I'd be careful about advancing down here. But then when your team showed up, I really liked that you advanced. So I want you to think of your teammates as kind of like escorts on the map. And so when Ember's like wrapping behind the tier 2 tower, that enables you to hit the tower. But when you're like doing it by yourself, it's always going to be bad. But like this is bad. Like you're walking out aggressively on the map. By aggressively, I mean you're walking into an area you can't see towards the opponent is what I mean. So like every little moment you do that, it like scares me. And it's just potentially something bad happening. So we have a lot of info here. This is different. You're walking towards your team now, which is good. This is like how you want. You show up to fights late and clean up towers. That's great. Okay. I don't mind this TP. Now we're back to triangle. Yep. This is good. Very good. So we see Techies top, we see Dawnbreaker mid, we see our team aggressing mid. So because they're aggressing mid, I'm going to probably walk aggressively bottom. But then Underlord TP'd there. So I'm not doing what you're doing here. I wouldn't do this personally. Because you're 800 gold from Manta, so I would have been... So my farming pattern would have been this. But since Underlord TP'd there, I'm going to do this. I don't love this fight here. This makes me scared. I just want to finish my item and let my team's aggression let me hit creeps. We've talked about pretty much pre-minute 20, never hitting tier 2s. It doesn't really change at 20 minutes exactly, so this feels really awful to me. This whole sequence feels really awful. Seems like you kind of have like a similar issue as you did on Puck, where you just want to be with your team a lot, hitting towers. I think in the short term, you would benefit from literally never hitting a tower. Past the tier 1s. Tier 1s are fine. So the whole thing for me is that this moment, like once you're here, like now that like when you put yourself here the first time, right? It's like super awkward. You're just like backing off, like, what are we doing? This whole thing is like super awkward, white, right? We would have like liked to finish our Manta, clear this wave with E, and then come to our team, right? Just like TP mid to our team with our Manta finished. And so like after that happens, like the natural swing of the map, like you will end up with your team anyways, right? So like there's this weird um you don't disconnect from your team. It's the same thing with Puck. Like I told you to like go clear a wave and then come to your team rather than just walking down the lane. So I think what you're missing is this like two-part thing. You understand the objective you want to play around, but instead of like going and finishing your item in the jungle and then clearing a wave and then coming to the fight, you're just at the fight. So it's like this fight's great. Like you're running at them when they're like the problem I see with this is you should be at this fight and this top lane should be just now hitting your tier 2 rather than like a triple wave that you now have to TP to. So like because your team is where they are, I'm going to Manta this next wave and then I'm just going to do this. Like I'm not initiating the aggression here. Does that make sense? Like my Underlord's over here, my Ember's over here. So if my Ember was this guy, maybe I run forward. But I never want to be the one running through uncharted territory. So like I'm going to Manta this wave and then connect to my team this way where I'm then coming in behind them. Does that make sense? I hope it does. This just makes me really nervous the whole time I'm watching this. This makes me really nervous. Very, very nervous. Yeah, it's like the way that you approach towers makes me really nervous. So, yes. You seem to be happy being the point of contact, and you're not, like, yeah. It's like, if you were supposed to be baiting them on your hero, it's great, but this is making me, like, the way you play the map where you're always kind of putting yourself out there when you could just, like, if I rewind, right, like, it works out because we killed him. But, like, for me, when I look at your team here, which is what we're kind of talking about, we fast forward. So, like, once again, I would have manted here and then connected to my team like this, right? Which means same thing, effectively. I end up hitting this tier 2 tower, but I'm coming in behind them rather than being the one in front, potentially getting gone on, right? And then I fast forward. And then in this case, based on where your team is, somebody's dying top and the other 3 heroes are bottom. I'm going to E this wave, and then I'm going to manta and leave. Like, I'm not giving the opponent any time to hit me, right? So, like, here, based on what I see on the map, I'm going to Manta this next wave, and I'm just going to, like, go over here and farm the Ancients before 25, and then farm them again, right? So, like, this whole thing is just unnecessary. Like, it ends up working out, but I can just tell you that it's really unnecessary. It's, like, a huge risk that we don't need to take. And the thing is that you end up going like this, where you end up in the same area again in the first place. I don't know how to actually coach that because it's the same problem that you had on Puck. Same thing here, your point of contact. Like, if you're going to hit these buildings, you need to be over here, right? You're just kind of in front. The whole point of Drow is that your teammates are a wall for you. And now you're just super low and you kind of have to, like, sit back, getting healed. This is like, I mean, I know you end up losing, kind of spoiler. Like, I know about that. I literally had a game like this where I was against Alk, and it kind of changed with the new patch. Like, I don't know how much more we'll be seeing Alk, but you get, like, really carried away. You're up by, like, 10, 12k net worth, and you just, they have ag scepters now, and then you just feed. You know, I've been in this situation recently myself. So, like, every moment where you're potentially gonna get gone on is every moment that I'm scared, right? So, the way that Lone Druid scales, and I don't know, maybe people stop picking him now, is that he buys this Shadowblade, right? So, I really don't like the Butterfly because I would have gone probably Hurricane Pike Shadowblade because I don't want to get hunted by the Lone Druid plus Dawn. So, that's like how I'm seeing the map. Butterfly is nice against how many right clickers they have, but for me as carry, it's like 90% map play, and so we don't want ourselves to be the guy getting initiated onto on the map. So that's how I would approach a Drow here. If they didn't really have like split push catch, then I would be less concerned about this, and we can just like walk at buildings. I mean, like even this pathing, right? Like when you kill this wave, like, instead of walking like this towards your team and clearing this camp, you're, like, walking aggressively. Like, look where your team is, right? So, this just scares me when you walk forward like this. It just scares me. Every single time I see it, it scares me. I do wonder what you're doing here. Looks like you're getting a neutral item or something. So, your team's not here. We don't want to be here. We just want to be hitting newts. None of this is good. I'm just looking at my team on the map. That's the only, like, that's what we're talking about when it comes to decision making. I just look back on the map and I clear this wave. Well, I know you're smoked, so it's like a little bit of a replay bug when I rewind here. But we clear this wave, we look at our team, and we're not advancing because just like look at where our team is, right? So we do a little of this, keep it a bit chill, but you advance. We continue looking at our team. We see, Ember's not here, Phoenix isn't here. Wind Ranger's still top, so like none of this should be happening, right? We like if you want to clear the next wave, sure, but then we're just over here. Like just none of this shit needs to be happening. That's like how I look at this. And it's like, we look at our team, are they here? No. Be careful. Yeah, same thing here. I mean, it's a little bit different when they are dead on 2 heroes. Works out though. It's interesting because I just wouldn't be making these plays, but it's hard when it is working. Okay. I mean, it's like once we're here, it's already been said, like, meaning the decision makes sense once you're here already. Once you're already pushed high ground, like, this all makes sense. You're hitting base. Okay. Game overextended. Like, for me, I'm actually curious why we're still hitting base, right? Like, this is the thing for me. Like, once you get the second lane of racks, like, what's the point anymore? Like, I'm actually curious, like, what's the idea? I know Quap's dead, but buybacks and shit, Underlord has no resources. I get carried away with this too sometimes. Like, I just don't feel like you know what a back button is. Like, that's like my problem when I watch your gameplay. Like, just whether it's like this micro move right here where you push the wave and then your team's like back here, and instead of doing this, you just do this. Like, I feel like you think you're strong, which you are, and that just means walk forward. Like in that other case where you were strong, you're up by 7k, but you have Manta, or you don't have Manta yet. Instead of like doing this to your team, right? You go straight to your team. So there's like some lack of finesse when it comes to the way that you approach joining your team for stuff. It's like you clearly have a good idea that you're strong. You clearly have a good idea that you want to connect to your team on a certain spot on the map. Like, none of this is wrong. It's like the way you go about it is very interesting to me. I think this is an incredibly good Silver Edge game just because of the Lone Druid Bear and not getting caught out. I would definitely go Silver Edge, but Daedalus is also a nice Drow item. I'd probably go Silver Edge, Swift Blink here as my last 2 items. There's just a lot of mobility in this game. With Underlord Phoenix, it's not bad to be a hero that stands its ground, but if you're gonna go Butterfly, like, this is what I mean. You you don't really survive. Like, this is exactly what I mean. You just need to not get gone on right. This is really the first time that they've actually used the Lone Druid Bear into Dawnbreaker. But we, like, talked about that earlier, right? I'm glad it fucked you, honestly. I'm glad that what I predicted 10 minutes ago happened. It helps, hopefully helps you see, like, the visualization of how this game plays out. But, like, as Drow, the way you interact with your team is that you are always target priority number one. And so every game, I have to imagine what does the sequence of events for them to go on me look like. And so they have a hero. When they're losing, what's their strategy, right? They have high mobility with Quap on the map. Lone Druid Bear is just going to split push nonstop. And then in my head, I said it 10 minutes ago, the way that they're going to kill me is the Silver Edge Bear into Dawnbreaker, right? So, like, how many of these items deal with that, right? So, like, if we rewind, it's like when you get gone on, the only items you can buy here are like BKB, Hurricane Pike, and like Silver Edge, or Hurricane Pike and like Satanic, right? But, like, I don't like BKB because it feels kind of bad in general in this game, like when you're up by as much as you are. And so a lot of times the answer to these type of things is that the bear doesn't see you, right? So having a Silver Edge here. Yeah. That visualization of how you're going to die with regards to how your hero interacts with your teammates' heroes, because you're always priority number one. Their job is to protect you as best they can, but it's your job to, like, position around them. So, like, your positioning was reasonable, but not without a Shadow Blade, right? Because you are still jumpable. And I just want to emphasize that that was, like, the first time they really jumped you all game. And it's these little moments where I've been saying you're out of position for a long time. Like here right now, we're in good position. Right now is good map position. Like, you were behind your team. They're going to get initiated onto, not you, still behind our team. I wouldn't have even shown on that creep wave, for instance. Like, I want to hit it with E, sure, but I wouldn't be showing. This is fine. I wouldn't be walking in first here. I'm behind my Wind Ranger. I'm behind my Underlord. I'm in front of them right now. This scares me. Ember's not here. Still scared. Looks like you're a little bit scared too. I wouldn't be hitting this. This is scary. I need my Ember in front of me and my Underlord high ground, I would say. Yeah, with no Aegis, no durability on your hero, this just feels really awkward. I'm glad you guys bailed on it. Yeah, the Lone Druid Bear is really annoying. The Silver Edge is so good against heroes like this because of the move speed slow on it. The bear relies heavily on running away. But we go take Roche. This is good discipline here. We have Aegis. Yep, here we go again with the bear. Okay, worked out. Sending illusions to bottom wave. Okay. For me, your positioning is still really awful here. Like, when I rewind, like, I'm just looking at your position at all moments in this fight, right? How many moments? What percentage of the time are we in front of our teammates, right? So, like, this is good. All of this right here is great, right? Fantastic. Positioning bad right now. Like, walk like this. Yep. Daggered. Now you're getting gone on. Team's kind of scrambling to save you. I want you to see, like, how quickly the fight erupts into chaos when you walk high ground like this. Like, just watch, like, the chain reaction of events, right? Like, suddenly, Bear coming in behind you, Techie's exploding onto you, Phoenix doing everything he can to save you, Underlord's really far away from you now. Like, that's the moment, right? Is the moment you walk ahead of your team. And that's why, like, Drow can be so punishing. But it is something that would punish you on other heroes, too. Because every hero in the game has, like, proper positioning, but Drow is, like, a master course in positioning. So, I mean, yeah, the word I would use is finesse for your positioning. It's so minute, but I want you to see the dots that I'm connecting, where every moment you walk forwards in front of your team, whether that's in a team fight, whether that's on the map, it makes me really nervous. So, like, I want you to connect the dot between this, where you walk high ground right now, instead of right here. And I want you to connect that dot to... Where is it? To you pushing this wave right here. And then instead of walking like this, you walk like this. I just want you to connect that dot, because this is the moment in the game where I'm like, ah, shit, this is making me nervous. Like, every single time you do this is making me nervous. And so this finesse of, do I advance or do I retreat? You're like, you have the right idea that, like, I want to be up on the map, but, like, working your way there through these camps, giving your team time to connect, it is a significant difference in the way that these things play out. So that's the main thing for me. You know, obviously you end up losing to, like, a lone druid pushing the base because it's lone druid. I think there's, like, you have a good sense of when you're strong and when you want to be fighting with your team. It's like these... It's how you connect to your team in the first place, and then once you're with your team or your team's, like, connecting to you, that you're kind of, like, impatient or not... Yeah, it's not finesse enough. Like, you know, mid-wave, when I said you could just manta this next wave because your team's down here. Yeah, I just want you to think that, like, I do it too. Like, I get caught out on my own. But as a carry, these are the type of things where every time you mess it up, you're just leaving yourself susceptible. And the opponent did a good job of punishing you twice. And I just want to show that there were multiple moments in the game where they potentially could have punished you. And those 2 times are, like, a accumulation of the other, like, 15 times. So, yeah, man. Overall, I think this is, like, gonna be a hard road. Meaning, like, I respect that you're putting yourself in these, like, really... Basically, you're giving yourself a very difficult problem to solve because you know that you struggle with playing around the team, and you usually play heroes that kind of do their own thing, and now you're adjusting to that. But I think this even applies to playing heroes that do their own thing, like Puck, when we talked about it. Like, for me, it's the same issue. I've enjoyed working with you, man. Hope to see you around the classes, or the workshops, and the dojo as a whole. I know you're canceling, or not canceling, but you're no longer continuing with the coaching. So thanks for working with me, man. I enjoyed it, and I'll see you around.